So I'm here at Brown University in Providence, and I have a tablecloth, and it says the statement, can you justify not being vegan? And so you guys have kindly stopped to have a conversation, so I was wondering, what justification would you use to not be vegan?
I think what I would say of like not being vegan is like one main source of like what I like drinking milk for instance, like when I was younger, like definitely like just like growth and like stuff like that. Like I've always been told like milk's been like it's just such a good option.
Right.
And you know, I mean, it's just like kind of from a young age, like once you start like I don't know, I feel like meat, like just that whole thing, like chicken, fish, everything, like whether it's like I fished a lot, like as a kid, like I'd catch a fish and you know, I would eat it, or like you know, my uncle was big on hunting. Like when he would go hunting, like he wouldn't not like once he would kill the animal, like he wouldn't just leave it, like we would eat it. And it was just something like culturally growing up, that was something that we saw as like a part of our lives. So yeah.
Just to interject there, I guess we're referring predominantly to protein, right, as like a nutrient. I guess the question would be, can we get protein from plant-based sources?
Yeah. I think kind of going off what he said, I would just say that, I mean, like eating foods that come from animals, specifically protein, has just been like a main part of my diet since I've been, you know, a little kid. And I mean, not to mention I enjoy eating those foods. It makes me happy. So I just can't imagine like taking that like out of my diet, I don't think.
I think the point is, if we can get protein from plant-based sources, then that removes somewhat of an element of necessity. But there's 2 points you touched upon, and so I kind of want to touch upon both of those. But I think the biggest one is that one of enjoyment, first of all. And do you think that our happiness should come at the suffering of someone else? Or I guess more to the point, do you think that something like sensory pleasure, taste, enjoyment, is a good enough moral justification for taking the life of someone else?
I mean, when you put it like that, not necessarily.
What has higher value, taste or life?
Life, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say life has higher value, but you know, to completely alter my diet like all at once, I don't think that would be like a feasible thing for me. So I mean, I'm all for like maybe introducing some new sources of protein or like things like that, but you know, a complete 180 switch from all like.
What a handsome man.
Do you find it somewhat like scary, the prospect of making that change, like going, one day I'm eating meat, dairy, and eggs, the next day I'm completely vegan? It's quite daunting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
and I completely understand that. And
yeah.
I was at that point at one stage as well. And the point you made was about culture. Yeah. And I guess the question is, does culture or should culture dictate morality and what's right and wrong?
I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, that's obviously a tough question. Like, I stopped hunting after middle school, but because like there was just a part of me that felt it was wrong. But I mean, I think the whole the culture aspect, like it's gonna just be tough to change so many people who have grown up that way. And I mean, for me, it's like I feel like the big thing about, you know, eating meat, like you gave the life, like we're like when we're eating it, like we're not really thinking about the steps it went through. We just see what's on the table and we enjoy it. And I think that I don't know, like if we saw it firsthand or for some reason, I mean obviously I think that would change, you know, your views on it a little bit, just like how, I mean, it's just because you don't when you as the consumer, you don't see what it went through to get to your plate. You didn't.
It's a disconnection.
Yeah, exactly.
I think. Well, yeah.
So do you think that if you were in a slaughterhouse and you saw an animal being killed, so say a cow, if a cow has been killed in front of you, do you think you'd go buy a steak straight afterwards?
Yeah, and I mean I've seen like some of those videos, and like in the moment when I watch those, it definitely makes me like second guess. Yeah. But
what does that tell us about the process then? If when we see it, it somehow makes us feel uneasy, what does that tell us about how we feel about it?
I guess that, I mean, goes back to your initial point of whether you'd value like the taste or like life more. So yeah.
It's like, I think if you value the taste more, or just the idea of eating, the taste. I mean, like if I was at a slaughterhouse, that specific cow, I mean, I wouldn't be able to eat it, but like, in a week. I mean, I feel like it's just I think I value. I mean, maybe not the taste, but well, yeah, maybe the taste. Consuming it, something that I didn't see it happen, so I didn't necessarily. Like, I don't feel responsible in any way when I eat the meat.
It's like a degrees of separation where we place ourselves out of that system and somehow we remove that responsibility from ourselves. Yeah. Do you think that what happens in slaughterhouses is humane, the standard practice?
No, I don't think so.
No.
What does the word humane mean to you guys?
I have to think about that for a second.
What would be like a synonym of humane? If I said, oh, you're a humane guy, you'd be like, oh, I must be a ... kind of guy. Compassion.
Like respect for life.
Yeah.
Respect. I would say compassion, respect for life. Yeah.